This is not a tier 2 deck. This deck has got to be, like, in the bottom, like, third of tier 1. It's gotta be. It's like, you want Twisted Fates level 2 to kind of be a little bit out of whack and over the top, because it's supposed to be really difficult to achieve. Which is why his level 2 is so strong. Because it's something that is not supposed to happen very often, and it just levels up and you win the game. I think we keep Rite of Negation in this matchup. We need it against Siphoning Strike, right? These decks, you always think they're a lot slower than they actually are, though. Because they have the Cursed Keeper, Blighted Caretaker stuff to beat you up in the early game. I can't stand it. Ooh, this is tough. We're attacking on odds, so LeBlanc is nice to pick up. But at the same time, Blighted Caretaker just answers LeBlanc anyway, so I'm going to take Xenotype, I think. The Watcher isn't a healthy combo, but at least they're dedicating a few cards in their hand towards that combo. That win con is a price to them that it doesn't exist for TF. Precisely. Like, if you were running TF Fizz and you took out Twisted Fate, you would still run Rummage and pick a card and stress testing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they can say, okay, you have to draw 10 cards with Twisted Fate, or you have to draw 12 cards with Twisted Fate. But you're still just making it so you'll level up really consistently in very specific decks, and it's like only a matter of time, right? Before we get to that critical mass once again, in my opinion. The Happel's Aristocrat doesn't tell me it too lot. Oh, okay. I have to play Chronomancer in case of Ravenous Butcher here. Ravenous Butcher probably needs to get increased to 1 mana. 0 mana cards are always a big issue in this game. Do I want Sand Spinner? Bakai. I think this deck is going to be operating like They Who Endure. Typically, you see a lot of Thresh Nasus, but this one might just be running like 1 or 2 Nasus at the very top end, like a They Who Endure deck. Yep, they did have Ravenous Butcher. TF overpowered only with Piltover. Nerf TF would kill any archetype in other regions. Every other deck that runs Twisted Fate is more than happy to just get the red card and the gold card, which is the way it's been for a very long time with Twisted Fate. And Aphelios Twisted Fate gets a lot of mileage because they're already running Boxtopus, right, to get the power of Crescendum maximized. And you can run Twisted Fate and pick a card, so that way you have a way to reload for your Veiled Temple value deck. The Veiled Temple giving you extra mana means that you're able to use your fleeting cards, potentially.
Interesting reaction. I'll make a note.
And again, I run Twisted Fate in my deep list, because red card and gold card are so strong, just for the AoE and the defensive potential.
Odd behavior.
I'm going to attack with the 3/3 here. They could chump. Oh, good. They're going to give me this trade. Nice. I want to try to get the value out of the Xenotype before it like gets pulled to the side with a Blighted Caretaker. And, like, when, again, people, like, Swain Twisted Fate was one of the original and most prominent decks that ran Twisted Fate and did not care about leveling up Twisted Fate at all. I've played Swain Twisted Fate enough to that it's happened a couple times, right? Where your opponent doesn't have the removal spells, or the rest of the stuff you're doing in your deck is so, like, threatening that they don't have the time to answer Twisted Fate. And if you get, like, double salvage, you know, he'll level up. But all in all, it wasn't that big a deal. They're burst passing into me. They're just going to end the round. I didn't want to get jebaited into developing into a Blighted Caretaker or something like that. It's always a shame when Black Rose Spy gets boosted by Xenotype, because you can play a 2-mana 6/5, and you might lose out on your, what's-the-name? I think Ruin Runner is actually best for me here over Sivir, because I need the Overwhelm to pressure.
What you want without mercy.
Oh my god, that's so good. Should I attack and Quicksand that?
Trample 'em.
I think that's actually fine. Just get multiple reps out of the Ruin Runner. Keep it alive to keep pressuring. Get another reputation stack. Next round, I think I'll play the Black Rose Spy as a 2-mana 6/5. We can Preservarium as well. What's their Slay count? Spirit Leech, Ravenous Butcher, attacking my 3/3. Only 3, I think, so far. Oh, it was 5 slays. We have Shaped Stone, thank Jesus. So we can play Black Rose Spy here. They want to end the round. I think I should play Preservarium. Instead of developing Sivir, it kind of invites an attack from Nasus. By playing Preservarium, I kind of just set up a slower play. If I just keep using up my mana over... Oh, Bakai? Or Bloody Business. Twisted Fate is relevant. He's always been relevant. Is what I'm trying to tell you all. If they nerf Twisted Fate, he won't stop seeing play. People will just go back to using him for red card and gold card. And not like a fierce win condition in their decks. I think we want Bloody Business. Because we can do Shape Stone Bloody Business to win out against like Siphoning Strike. But if I play Sivir, then it won't work. So I should just attack like this. And then we can Shape Stone whichever one of these Nasus blocks. And if they go for a value trade here, they're just going to die. Bloody Business is actually lethal. If I wanted to be really cheeky and go for that. If they put, like, Vile Feast Vengeance on the stack to kill the Ruin Runner, I think I'd rather just get into a forward-facing position like that and call it a day.
Honor is the rust on a dull blade.
It's common knowledge that this point TF will get nerfed some way. Ruben Zoo pretty much confirmed it, and hopefully we'll get the Targon nerfs and Lee Sin. We'll see. Rite of Calling, they want to draw another Nasus. I guess I gotta let that happen. Man, Whispered Words being 3 out of 4 is so bad for me.
Take it up with my blade.
Ooh, big LeBlanc. I think we potentially, if they don't have, like, Shrimpy unit into Blighted Caretaker, we're in a really good spot here, to be honest. Because we're winning on board right now. We just have to survive this turn with a decent after... Oh, okay, they got Doom Beast. So that's off of Stalking Shadows. That's their ephemeral Doom Beast. So we can play... They still have mana for Siphoning Strike. Would you say this list with the Quicksands is stronger than the versions in your most recent YouTube videos? After the games we played with it today... I think so. I think that we've incorporated some extra technology to refine this even further. We cut the Glory Seekers and the exhausts to put in Rock Hoppers and Quicksand. I'm just so scared of Siphoning Strike, y'all. There's nothing I can do against it, though, so I guess it's better to just keep developing, right? And fortunately, my big threats all survive Blighted Caretaker, so be it. It's just that if they level up Nasus, yeah, look at this. They level up Nasus. We can kill with Bloody Business. We can kill with Bloody Business now. Big shout out again to, Holy cow, they didn't attack. We win. We win, right? What are you, 30 out of 35? We want to level up. Yeah, so we attack with you first. That levels up Sivir. These have quick attack. You attack like this. We also have Rite of Negation. Holy cow. Miratos, again, pioneered running Quicksands in this list, and it makes it feel amazing. His version has double Rite of Negation, but I only have one. Atrocity? Get that shit out of here. So, double Rite of Negation, very important to have. No! Okay, I have to whispered words into Shape Stone, Whirling Death, or Quicksand, Let's do it, chat. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. Quicksand! Miranto's the god, saving us from utter annihilation. Yes! Yes! Yes!
I go where the it's never too far.
This deck has, like... this is not a tier 2 deck. This deck has got to be, like, in the bottom, like, third of tier 1. It's gotta be. Because I ended last season in, like, Diamond 3. I got to, like, Diamond 1, 20 LP or 40 LP or something like that. And I just couldn't make the final push. I was running Swain TF. But anyway, we're against Azir Nasus. The Bloody Business I kind of want to keep because it allows us to answer Azir. We're attacking on odds, so I would maybe like to try to get a Leblanc out of here. But this curve here with Chronomancer and Xenotype Researchers gives us fat HP to block Sand Soldier opening. Reaper! Ooh. I was expecting this card to see a lot more play. Because you can just let it sit on the back line.
The Emperor commands, the land obeys.
Yeah, sometimes it's all fun, and then sometimes it's not. Ooh. Rockhopper lets us make it awkward for them to develop an Azir. But if Inspiring Chronomancer gives us more blocking potential. We don't have a target in hand except Ruin Runner to use the Bloody Business with. I'm going to play Aspiring Chronomancer. That deck is going to have too many, like, shrimpy units to tank the sands. So, no point in doing it. I hate this card so much.
Don't touch it.
I think it's technically correct to trade into the Dune Keeper there. And then we maintain a 2-1 blocker to value trade further in exchange for taking a little bit of extra damage there. Because of the Slay going through, we kind of take that extra point of damage no matter what.
What do you make of that? I'm not sure.
So I think value trading into the Dune Keeper was actually correct last round. Rite of Calling's fine. It's really, really risky to trade into the Bakai.
Your Emperor has returned.
I would take that trade if I was them, and then attack with Azir, but that's just me. We've got Whirling Death, Shapestone Whirling Death. We haven't played, we didn't play Ancient Prep, so the Shapestone doesn't hit. Whirling Death on blocking Azir does let us double up in that fashion. I don't think you attack with Azir here. I feel like that's a misplay.
Excuse us.
I've got to do this, though. I have to take this, like, giga damage over here and kill Azir. Do they have Grasp? That'd be crazy. Okay, Fiora's the only thing winning for me. Guess it's Fiora as high as we can go. Yeah, run Fiora Shen, Mad Wheels. Golden Aegis Fiora Shen, Rocket. It has, like, pretty decent matchups across the board. Ooh, there's our LeBlanc.
We can always rely on you to keep us safe.
Perfectly timed. Boosted by Xenotype.
The best lies are beautiful.
I feel like Whirling Death is a card I saw very little of until the last 2 days, and I'm seeing it everywhere on streams and in games. Whirling Death is amazing in this list. It is so strong. Because your attacks are so threatening, your opponent wants to chump, and it allows you to get, like, really stinky... Oh, they didn't meet the requirement for Bakai. Oh, they took the hit? Yikes. Ruinous Path, you think? The thing about Whirling Death is it's always been pretty strong, but... Yeah, look, they had it at 3 out of 4. This is what I was talking about with Bakai. Having it, like, activated on curve is almost impossible, despite everything. If we play Ruin Runner, we don't have mana for Bloody Business. We can play Rockhopper to threaten their next development. And this is actually a pretty good chump blocker anyway. A 3-1 lets us block the Reaper. And by setting up a Roiling Sands target, it makes Ruin Runner pretty strong. Then we go for Xenotype. Or do we keep mana open for Bloody Business? We've got the blockers we need in play right now. So Bloody Business is probably better to hold open. Rampaging Bakai and J4 are things on paper that are like, oh, that's not too difficult. And then when you use it, in reality, it's way more difficult. Yeah, I agree. So now we go for Ruin Runner.
Sand and trouble far as the eye can see.
And so we've got 4 damage. Blighted Caretaker. Okay.
Trample 'em. Smoke and
We can just attack like this, right? Because we've got 6 damage going through with Bloody Business. Yeah, we just use Bloody Business to remove the Reaper or the Bakai. Is Shape Stone enough? 6. Yeah, it is exactly enough if they don't have Vile Feast. We can get. Yeah, we can threaten the lethal here with Shape Stone. I'm here for it. Are there any new Shurima cards that you think may be subject to any upcoming balance changes? That's a good one, Slack King. We didn't really get a chance to analyze Shurima. It's difficult to say. It's very difficult to say because of, ooh, Rite of Negation? Nice. It's very difficult to say because of, like, there's not the full set of Shurima cards out right away. Like, when Targon first came out, Aurelion Sol was very powerful. You know, things like that, so. Another Reaper. I don't think they'll touch Shurima so soon, especially since the whole set isn't out. But there might be a couple cards that they're like, okay, this is, we intended. Like, there's cards that are bad right now because there's other cards coming out that are supposed to make them good. But then there's cards that they release and they go, this is meant to be a strong and popular and powerful Shurima card to build the rest of your Shurima decks around. That's not seeing play, and those are the sorts of cards that the developers are more inclined to buff. I guess we just have to develop another Ruin Runner, right?
Seen tombs, towns, and everything in between.
I guess about 2 months after the last expansion of the Shurima set is out is when I guess they first do balance changes to Shurima cards. I'm gonna be so upset if, like, one of their remaining cards is Nasus and then they top deck Atrocity to kill me. What champions are coming up for Shurima, do we know? There was like a data leak, right, a long time ago.
It's not safe.
Like, are they gonna Atrocity me with this Reaper? That seems to be the ticket. We do have Sigil of Malice. We don't have the reputation for Sigil of Malice, so we actually have to trade with the Ruin Runner here in order to get our reputation for Sigil of Malice to counter Atrocity on the Bakai Reaper. Yeah, Zillion's in card art, and he's mentioned in Preservarium's text. I'm a god! I'm a god! I saw into the future! Jesus! Get that out of here! Oh, man! Let's go! Not today, Atrocity! Not today! Scarzig 2, Atrocity 0.